So, hey everyone, and welcome back to the part 3 of editing like Iman Gadzhi. And in this one, we will create something like this. Now, of course, as you know, if you have watched my previous videos, if you haven't watched those, so please go and first watch both of those so that you will have a basic idea of how to create basic composition and all of these things. Okay. And you can see here is the effect transition here. I have this 1920 by 1080 which later I'll convert to 4K. Okay, so yeah, let me just do that quickly. So what we have here is basically this is the border. So first of all, let's see the reference. Of course, we are talking about the Iman Gadzhi, so we will see his channel obviously, and in there you can see he has done this sort of effect. Okay, now I'll not try to totally replicate or make a duplicate copy of it, which I cannot obviously, but still we will be creating something like this. Okay, so there is a human ID identity button, you can say something like that, or whatever it is called, a human identity logo. Then we have this bar sort of filling up, and we have these two texts written over here, and as these bars were filling up, this text was coming here. And in our clip, what we have done is basically, as the bar is filling up, the text opacity becomes really high, so basically it becomes opaque, so something like that. And also in the reference you can see that these effects, these are something like this. Okay, these are displaced, so we can do that same, and we even have did that. As you can see, these are displaced. And yeah, so quickly let me just tell you what I did over here. So first thing first, creating the identity. As you can see, we have all the nodes in this underlay, which are in the identity underlay nodes. And here in identity underlay nodes, we have first node, which is border. First of all, we have a background. Okay, a plain background, which we need obviously because we need a canvas to paint on. I have explained all these things in my previous video, so if you don't watch them, so please go and watch them out. I highly recommend those. So this is the background basically, and our alpha is set to 0. That's why we don't have any sort of color, and we have this checker underlay, which depicts that it is purely transparent. All right, then with the help of this merge, I was able to put this identity icon on it. But how did we make that? So we have obviously this background. Let me just remove these masks first of all. So we have this sort of background. Okay, and this background is not a plain solid color. Instead, we have changed the type from solid color to gradient, and in gradient, the gradient type is obviously linear, but its position has been changed. Okay, so something like this, and the gradient colors has been changed. So there are 3 colors. These two, the starting one and the end one, are same colors, and in between we have this white color. All right, and now we will add these 3 masks on top of it. All right, so first of all, we have this border. We have done this with ellipse mask. Then we have this head, again another ellipse mask. Okay, this was pretty simple. Then we have this body, and then lastly it was just put it on over here. And you can see one more thing, that it is quite bulgy right now, but when I see this merge over here, it's very thin and it's perfect. How is it possible? Because we have masked that merge out. So basically the whole effect has been cut out with the help of this single ellipse. So this single ellipse is cutting out the whole effect. Okay, and after that we have this transform. You can add this transform by hitting shift plus spacebar and typing xf. You know, pretty simple, pretty basic things right now, like till now. And then with the help of transform, I just scale it down a bit. Then we have the text. So we have this text over here, level 1, pretty simple, pretty basic, just like that. And in the shading properties, we have again changed the type from solid to gradient and changed these 3 colors. Then again with the help of merge, the background is this is the background, and on top of this we merged the text. Then again with transform, I scaled that down and again added a text, and this one also, and I animated these properties. So in here, when the bar basically fills up, so on frame number 14th, its opacity is basically 0.4, as you can see here in the shading panel, and after a few frames it becomes fully opaque. Same done with this pro text written over here. You can see on 75th frame it's really low to something like 0.5, and on 85th frame it's totally 1. Well, that's great, but where is our bar, you might ask that. So basically this is where our bar nodes are. So let's see that. First of all, we have this background. It might not be visible to you, so let me just remove this checker underlay just for a moment. So you see this gray strip line, basically this is our bar. And why do I have this? Basically I have this rectangle mask on it, very simple, very basic, and I just decrease its level. This is opacity basically. Yeah, that's it. See, this is so simple, and its height and all the properties are here. Then again we have this merge over here, and with the help of this rectangle I was able to animate the bar. So on 0 frame the rectangle is here, then it comes over here, then over here, and then again moves. So something like this, okay? And then this rectangle is masking out what? It's masking out this white full bar. So we have two bars. We have this one, which is grayish kind of, okay, which depicts that there is a bar that needs to be filled, and this is fully filled. And how do we animate that? We can do that by using many settings, okay? We can animate that itself by coming over here and animating this itself, but I thought to use this rectangle, okay? This was pretty easy, so that we have more control on how we can animate that, okay? So I did this rectangle on this merge, and that's how I was able to animate it. Then again with help of soft glow I was able to glow them out basically. Then again this was our main background till now. Let me again check this checker underlay, and with the help of our merge node I was able to put the bar on top of this background, and you can see it's looking really, really nice. Then this is the pipe router. As you know, pipe router does nothing, it's just an organization node, so yeah, as it is. But then we have this glow node, the soft glow, then merge. And why do we have this drop shadow like that? Because I want to add drop shadow onto this layer, but if I have added that after soft glow, it would have looked something like really, really different from that, okay? So that's why, to have separate control on drop shadow, I added this later. With the help of merge I was able to put this again below that. All right, then talking about those displacement, we have this displace node, and with the help of fast noise, okay, the scale is really, really high to something like 170, because the text and all the icons are really, really small. So what I did was basically increase the scale to 170, and we don't have, yeah, we have seed rate set to 1. That's why it's animatable. So if I play, you can see there's some movement going on in the fast noise texture itself, okay? And with the help of displace node I was able to displace all of these things. All right, again with the help of transform node, what did I did over here in transform? Nothing. So it's just there, you know. For instance, I need to make it smaller or bigger, something like that. And you might notice when I am scaling it down, it's cropped now. Why is that? That's because if you come over here and right click, you can see this auto proxy is checked on, okay? And what this is basically, it creates proxy files. As you can see right now, it's really, really low resolution, so that it works smoothly. My workflow is a little bit smoother, so you can check that on, so your Fusion page will be a little bit easier to use, you know. And auto proxy is better than proxy, because proxy will definitely create proxy, but auto proxy will automatically adjust where to use proxy and where to add proxies and where to not. And after that, what we have here is a background, obviously. So first of all, we have this background, and in this background I have set it to its type to 4 corner, and I have changed all of these 4 colors, and with the help of that I was able to get this kind of sort of gradient, you can say. And then in this merge, let me just make it 4K, okay? Yeah, so now if I enable this media in, so basically I had this footage, and it is, if I play that, you can see, and by the way its resolution is really low, 1280 by 720, so that means it's 720p. So you can see we have these scratches, dust and all of that kind of stuff, fingerprints and all of that, you know, smudges and all. And again added this blur. Then with the help of transform, what I did over here was I increased its size, but if I display this merge, I played with this merge little bit, you can say. I set its apply mode to hypotenuse and decrease its gain, decrease its blend, and with the help of that, now if I play, my background is something like this. So I'll just close it just for now, because I don't want that. So I'm just telling you that I was having this sort of background. Then I again merged it, and yeah, that's how you create this. Now let us create this from scratch. So yeah, let's go. Alright, first things first. My workflow might be different from yours. And why is that? Because I have changed my workspace. And how do you do that? You come over here in workspace. First of all, let me do full screen window so that that annoying white bar has gone. And then again come to workspace and layout presets and fusion presets. You can see they have 3 presets. And your might be set to default one. But mine is set to mid flow and you can do that too. Now, then you will have these kind of workflow. Basically, you have nodes over here, you have this viewer over here, you have your toolbar, and there is inspector. Inspector is the controls of these single separate nodes. You add any node by hitting shift plus spacebar and search over here. If you want to see all the nodes present in Fusion itself, you can click on this effects, and here in tools you have all the nodes present over here. Even in open effects you can see different sort of effects which are already pre-made by Davinci Resolve's user, like black magic. Alright, you can scale this down by like doing this, middle mouse to scroll it around, left to select these, obviously right click to see any options, right click anywhere to have options basically. Alright, so first things first, adding a background. Shift plus spacebar, BG, you can type short forms also in the select tool pop-up. If you will do shift plus spacebar, the select tool pop-up will pop up, and here you need to add background, so we will type BG, click add, and boom, you have your background. Now to view this, you can do multiple things. You can hit 2, this way it will be view on. By the way, you have 2 viewers over here in Fusion, and we are just viewing 1, which is our second viewer. So you can hit 2 in your keypad. Alright, and you can even click and drag it to the viewer, and you can do multiple sort of things. What I do is I click and drag it, and now in this one I just make it alpha to 0 because we need some sort of blank canvas on which we basically paints. So understand it like this. After that, we need a merge node because we will be doing what? Merging that identity icon on this. Now to stack it above on this icon, we need this merge node basically. Okay. So in this merge, let me add another background. So what you can do is, instead of adding again and again, just click on this, Control C to copy, Control V to paste. It's a little bit faster. Now put this into the foreground input. Now if we click and drag it, nothing is happening. Well, that's because both of these alpha set to 0. If you remember, come over here, set its alpha to 1 again, and make it white instead of black, or maybe change it to gradient as we have over here. Now in gradient, make this one a little bit lighter, something like this. All right, and change its position by coming over here and changing it something like this. Basically, bring this one over here. Again, come here, this plus icon appears, which means that you can take this color and add another triangle, and you can even add as many triangles as you want. Okay, but I will not do that. I just need 3. Put this one over here, put this one over here. Let me come and see. It was like that only, I think. Yeah, exactly, it's like that. Well, I'm proud of myself. Just kidding. You can see there is an effect mask triangle over here. If you come over here and see, this says effect mask, which means it can cut that part out. So how do we do that? Well, you see your toolbar. If you don't have your toolbar enabled, go to Fusion. You see the show toolbar options. Make sure that it's checked, and you will have your toolbar. You'll have all the generator nodes over here, like background, fast noise, text, and paint. You'll have your color corrector nodes over here. You'll have your merge, transform, resize all the size of like nodes over here. You will have your masks over here, particles, and 3D. But we'll not go into that. And in case you want to learn about particles in 3D, I've already made that video, so please go check that out. Yeah, so you're talking about mask, and we have mask over here. But Fusion offers more mask nodes than this one. And how do you get those? So let me remove this toolbar because I don't need that, because I usually add nodes by hitting shift plus spacebar. That is how I add my nodes. I'll hit cancel. I'll go to Fusion. Instead here, like checking it, I'll just uncheck that. Show toolbar. Now my toolbar is gone. Now to add mask, you can do various things again. So what we'll do is click on this background, right click, and here you can see background 1 effect mask. You have all these masks, and these are the masks Fusion offers. There's no other mask than this. Okay, and these are enough. So what we need is we need a basic ellipse. So where is that? We have this ellipse here. Select this, and boom, it's cut out. So what this ellipse has done is basically cut out that circle. And you have controls over here also. So in inspector, you see this is controlling its width, its height, and all that stuff. And you can even change that or manipulate your circle in the viewer itself. If you come over here and you see this green thin line, click, like put your cursor on it, and you see width, boom, you can change that. How crazy is that, right? So let me make it again 0.5. That was looking fine. We don't need this solid, so I'll come here on solid and uncheck that. And what I'll do is instead I'll increase this border width. I think you guys might know what this is doing, because border width itself is saying, so you can increase it as much as you want. No, not as much as you want, but we'll be just using inside part of it. We'll be cutting out all the part which is outside of it. Or we can even use this, I think. No. Okay, no issue. So put it somewhere around here. I think this much will be fine. Okay, now to rename that, hit F2 and type border. I have typed border because I've already typed border here. We can't type same things onto same nodes, okay, in the same file basically. So that's why I have typed something different. Now yeah, we have a border. What else? We need a head. So let me again add a mask. You can again hit shift plus space bar and add a mask, or what you can do is come here, right click in between and border effect mask. Wait, just for a moment, I forgot to tell you that we need to change its center X and Y properties. So come here and click here, double tap and type 0.5, and yeah, that is fine. Now it's in the middle of the screen. Before it was something like this, which we don't want. I'm undoing it by Control Z. That's pretty basic, I think. And yeah, come onto this border, right click in between, border effect mask, and type here again ellipse. Where is that? Here it is. Make it smaller, something like, I think 0.15 would be fine. 0.15, that is great. Bring it above, something like this. Again, copy this one and paste this one. Now how do we add it in this pipeline? You can add and do this manually. Put this here, okay. Or what you can do is you can click this node and drag it and hold shift, and you see this color change, and release your mouse left mouse button, and you can see it's attached. And by the way, you can see that my nodes are snapping to the grid. Why is that? You can do the same, right click, options, arrange tools, and to grid and auto arrange is turned on. Now it will snap to grid. It's better for organization purposes, nothing else. Now nothing has happened. We have added this ellipse. Well, that is because the same ellipse has been copied and pasted, so we need to change it. Now if you come here, and again, as I told you that you can manipulate this in the viewer itself, so drag it downwards by clicking on this upper arrow, put it over here, increase the width, maybe something like, as I told you, other part will be cut out. How do we cut out that part? Again, adding an ellipse mask onto this merge. So come on this merge, and again right click over here, merge effect mask. Don't do that. Instead hit shift plus space bar and type ellipse, elp, enter. That is it. See, I am doing that shift plus space bar thing. Oh, sorry. I'm not doing that shift plus space bar, and I'm adding mask directly from right click because I have a floor habit of that. So I'm pretty quick in it. So whichever way you feel the quickest or fastest, please use that kind of method. That's very beneficial for you. And yeah, we are pretty much done. And now I'll just keep it 0.5. I think that was 0.5. Let me just remove it from here. Yep, that is it. And yep, you have your identity. Let me see. We were having something like this oh, that is looking much better. Ours is not looking that great. Well, that is because we have made our identity really fat. I don't know why. Let me just come over here and let's make it a little bit smaller, something like this would be really fine, and bring this one a little down. I think this is better. Let's see this one. Yeah, it's really better. And one more thing, let me just bring this over here so that we have some shine on the head itself. So you can manipulate it, but you have to keep these things in mind. Yeah, I think this is fine. And yeah, we are done with this. And one more thing which you can do is we can come over here on the border, and yeah, again rename that, hitting F2, type head D. I'm again typing this heady because I've already typed head over here. Okay, come here, F2, body. All right, now in this ellipse, cut out. That is it. All right, come on to this border, and you see there are two options, position and length. So you need to play with this. Maybe this, I'll just do this. I'll decrease the length, and now I'll play with the position. So let me just bring it over here, something like this is fine. I want this to be somewhere around here. Now I can increase the length and That is it. Now if I drag my merge, you can see it's looking really cool. Now we are pretty much done with the identity itself. Alright, looking really super cool. Next, after this merge, we need to add a transform. So what do we do that? Again, click on this merge, shift plus spacebar, type XF, transform, enter, and boom, transform is added. Now again, click and drag it to the viewer so that you can see. Reduce its size a bit. I think I reduced the size here, right? 2.7. Alright, so I made it something like that. Yeah, because we need to add text beneath here, so that's why what I'll do is I'll just reduce its size to 0.7, bring it above. Something like this will work fine, and we'll add text over here. Again, how to add text in this transform? Come over here, click on it, shift plus spacebar, type text. You see text plus, okay, txt plus. You don't want to add text 3D, you want to add text plus, because this is 2D, this is 3D, this is different. So add text plus, and this merge is automatically added, you can see over here. So bring it over here on this text, come here, write something. So I'll type level 1 again, or maybe you can type something Alex. Yeah, something like that. Now you can view this merge. Right now it's not showing up because we don't have something. We don't have this merge on view, and now you can see your text is here. Again, you have them in what do we say, these controls, but these are merge control and we don't want to use that. Instead, come on to the text. In layout, you have center X and Y properties, and these will do the same thing. So you see Y properties already changed, so put it somewhere around here maybe. And let's come on to this text, change its, or maybe don't change its property, just make it extra bold italic. That will work fine. Increase its size to maybe 0.1. That is it. I don't want to increase much more than that. Now come to shading. In type solid, instead of solid we need to make it gradient. Come here, bring this one over here, this one over here, and same ways delete this black, we don't need that much, and put this one over here. You see this plus, click and drag it over here. That is it. Now make this one a little bit more darker, maybe something like that. This also maybe something like that. Now one more thing, it's straight and I want it this way. How do we do that? Well, you see this mapping angle, map is size. We need to change its angle, right? But no, if you do that, you can see there are some things changing. Well, that is because right now the mapping level is set to character. So this each character have its own mapping angle and map is size, which we don't want. So come to this mapping level and instead of character, choose text. That is it. Now you can change its mapping angle to something like this, and maybe we don't want that much darkness, so something like this is pretty fine. Yeah, that is looking awesome. Now we are done with the text. What do we need to add? Yeah, we need to transform that. Now again, shift plus spacebar, XF for transform, bring it over here. See this, make this smaller, something like 0.5 over here. So the bar will be added over here. I think I did this same over here. Okay, I made it 0.3. That is too small. I don't think that we should make that small. Yeah, this much is fine. Okay, we are doing some changes. I do changes. First of all, we are done with this. So let me put this under an underlay. So how do we do that? Select all of your nodes, hit shift plus spacebar, type UND for underlay, hit enter. Now boom, you have your underlay. Now you just wanna rename it this underlay alone, so hit somewhere to deselect all of it, hold alt, select this underlay so that you only have this underlay selected, hit F2, rename that to something like ID. That is it. Now right click, set color to maybe orange. That is super fine. That is cool, awesome. Now let me just change all the masks color also. Now I'm holding this with control, right click, set color to, set color to teal. I don't know why, but I like masks to be teal and transforms to be orange. So set color orange, that is it. I don't know, it's just there. Background will be green as well. All the generator nodes are green, by the way. You can see the background is green, the text is green, the merge is gray, all that kind of stuff. Okay, now after this transform, again text, so txt. Or what we can do instead of copying this again and again, just copy this text over here and paste it with Control V and put the output of this text to transforms output, and boom, the merge is automatically added, and it's added in a good way. Like the transform is added to the background of the merge and text is added to the input as foreground, which is what we wanted, I think. Now take this merge and view this on the viewer. Boom, now you have two LXs. But you don't want that. So let me just come to shading first of all and make it a solid. And now come to text and change this to again, level 1. I think that is fine. Copy these both nodes, text and merge, Control C, Control V to paste. Take the output of this merge, put it into the yellow input of this merge. Now view this merge, nothing will happen because these are two same nodes, it is overlapped. Come over here, type here level 2. Now you can see this is there, and bring this somewhere around here. I think this is fine. Yeah, let me put it over here. And now I think I added a transform after this. No, I didn't. So again, I'll come to this text level 1. I can rename that again, F2, rename, type level 1 over here, level 1. Come over here, F2, type level 2 for level 2. That is it. Now come to level 1, bring it above, something like this. So bar will fill up like this, and its scale is too much. I don't want that much. I think 0.04 is nice. That is it. So enter center X is 0.5. We can copy that with Control C. No, we'll copy its Y value, Control C, paste that in level 2, Control V, and its size was 0.04, the same. And let me just bring it over here, something like that. So the bar will come and fill, and again fill, and stop over here. Yes, that is super cool. Awesome. Now let's make bar. First of all, let me put this again in a underlay. So Shift plus space bar, U and D. It's already selected because you have already typed that. So hit enter. It will be under an underlay. Click anywhere, hold Alt, click on it. Now the underlay is only selected. F2, rename, type, text. Alright, right click, set color. I'll set it to teal. I think that is looking really cool. Bring these nodes above. Bring this underlay also, something like that above. Yeah, that is fine. Now comes the part of making the bar itself. Well guys, let me again add a background. So click on this merge, Shift plus space bar, BG to add a background. Boom, again a merge is automatically added. Alright, that is what we wanted. Bring this a little bit down. Now on this background, let me just view this background for a moment and make it white. Again the same thing. Now we need a bar, so let's make a bar. So how do we cut that out with mask? So how do we add a mask? Either right click and choose your mask over here, or come here, Shift plus space bar and type RCT so that a rectangle mask will be shown up. Enter to add this. Now again you can change either the height from the inspector, or you can come here and change this with viewport controls. So I'll do that. Something like that would be fine. Let me make this bar a little bit thin, and this time let's add this corner radius. So I think it just makes it look like a bit better. Let me just view this merge, and let's position this rectangle. Position this rectangle. So you can again come here and manually do this X, then Y, or you can just directly come to this square in the middle and put this somewhere around here. Let me just reduce its width. I think this much will be fine. Yeah, and let's come to level 1 and let's put it somewhere around here. I think this much is fine. So it will come here and stop for a moment, and then come here and fill the bar. Yeah, I think that is fine. All right. Now, yeah, it's done. Thank you so much for watching. I'm just kidding. How to fill the bar? First of all, we need to make the bar unfilled. So how do we do that? That is really simple. Come to this rectangle, just decrease the level. That is it. I don't know how much I decreased. Let me just come here and see. It was 0.1. Wow, that is really low. So come here, type 0.1. Now right now you might not see that, but let me remove the checker underlay, and you can see it's like that. And we will add, what if I make it 0.2? I think 0.2 is fine. 0.1 is really low. And let me do one thing. Let's, after this merge, let me again add a BG background and put this over here. And let me just remove checker and layers for a moment and view this. And as you can see, why it's showing up black, that is because now background is added as a foreground, and this merge is acting as a background, which we don't want. We are adding this background to act as a background itself. So how do we swap the inputs? We now basically need to swap the inputs. So come to this merge, hit Control T, and now you can see it's swapped. Boom, we are done with the work. Now come to this background, and instead of solid color, choose 4 corner. Now you have 4 different colors. Come over here and let me just choose a blue one. This nice dark blue, maybe something like this. All right, come here. Yeah, this will be black itself. So come here, let me make it something like darker color. Yeah, that is super cool. Come here, increase it, maybe make it something like this, maybe not that much, just a little bit, or maybe red or pink, something like that. I don't know. I think this will work. I don't know, I'm a little confused. Maybe make it a red. Yeah, that is looking fine. I think that is not looking fine. That is looking really, really bad. Let me just decrease it more. So yeah, this much is fine. All right, then we have some background. Okay, yeah, and this is different, by the way. This is background itself. So let's focus on this again. Let's focus on a bar. We're done with our background, and in our bar, let's copy this with Control C, paste it with Control V, and again to add those in the pipeline, which is already there, select both the nodes and hold Shift, and when you see the color change, release that. That is pretty simple. And now you have to, oh, that is not added. And now you see this will automatically add the merge. And let me just put this what is happening? Hit Control Z to put it on place. Put this rectangle over here, take this background and put it over here. Now you are done. Now you have this background on top of this background, which is what we wanted. Now make the level of it to 1, and boom, now we have both the bars. The difference is, you can see we have one which is unfilled, one which is filled. Control Z to again base it to the position. And how do we animate that? With another rectangle mask on this merge itself. So again, Shift plus spacebar, RCT rectangle, and put it over here and connect that to this merge. And now this will only merge, like mask out this white filled bar, and that is what we wanted, right? So come over here, add a keyframe on the center X and Y property. Like that, you add a keyframe, and then come few frames forward. So it is a 60 or 24 frame clip. We can come over here on 25th keyframe, and it will increase its level. Or what we can do is, instead just remove this keyframe, come onto this 10th keyframe, and again add a keyframe. It will start from here. Now add 20 plus, so maybe 35 on 34th keyframe. It will come over here on this level 1 and fill that level 1 basically. So something like this. All right, now again the keyframe will be automatically added once you enable the keyframe and change that position. Now come few frames ahead, so maybe somewhere around 50th, again add a keyframe like that. Now again come 24 keyframes forward, so something like 74. Now make this bar full, and yep, that is how you do that. And maybe what we can do is we can shift those keyframes. So how do we now shift that? We have already added that, but to shift that manually it will take a lot of time. So what we can do is we can come to this spline editor, click on this spline, and boom, what do we have over here? These are your keyframes basically put on a graph. Okay, again zoom to fit. These are all the keyframes. Select all of these are selected. Now hold Alt and come over here, and now if you move it in horizontal axis, so you see these are locked on X axis. Now you can increase that to maybe something like, I think 20 would be good. Yeah, Control is to save, and now if you'll play, so it will be something like this, and then this. Well, that is what we don't want basically, but the animation is completed. Now come over here again to spline, select all of it with Control A. All these are selected, hit Shift S, and now these are smooth. But now if you'll play, so there will be something like wrong or something. It's going forward and then coming back, which we don't want. So for that, we need to make our keyframes flat. So to make them flat, hit F. These are flat, and now hit T in order to get ease in and ease out options. Increase this ease in to something like, and first of all, we need to select all the keyframes. So this one, and hold control, and this one. Yeah, these two keyframes only. And maybe this one, increase the ease in, something like 80 would be fine. Now select the lower ones, this one, and this one, and this one. Holding control again, and increase the ease out to something like 40, 50 would be fine. Now if you'll play, control left arrow to bring it to the 0 frame again, and now if you'll play something like that and something like that, but it's a little bit too fast right now, so I think we can decrease the ease out a little bit. I think that's too fast. Select this and this one also, then decrease the ease in. Now let's play that. No, instead, you know what is happening? I'm increasing this ease in, and again increasing the ease out. Now it will be much better. Yep, now it is better. Now select this and this again, and increase the ease in again, and select this, and maybe decrease it to something like 50 and 40. I think now this would be much better. Yup, that is what we want. All right, now close the spline. You have the animation, and again come over here after this, because I just need to add glow on this alone. So after this merge, add shift plus spacebar and type glow. Boom, now you have some glow on it. Then after this merge, type glow as glow, and come to this as glow, blend it to something like 0.3 or something, increase its glow size to 15, and decrease its gain to something like 1. Come to glow, decrease its blend to something like this one, and also its glow to 0.4 or something. Now it is much better, and you can even decrease it much more. Yeah, so something like that, and decrease its glow size to 5. That is really much better. Again, and now what I did over here in the background, we already have this background, but again you can add these another nodes, like you can add different clip or media, like I added over here. You can see that's why it's looking something like this. You have something in the background, and it's make it look much more aesthetic or dynamic, you can say. Not aesthetic but dynamic. And if we come over here onto R1, we have a single plain background, which is really clean. If you're going for a cleaner version, then you can go like this only. You don't need to add anything else. But if you're going for a more rough and sort of dynamic version, then you can go with that one. Okay, now come over here, and let me just do one thing again. To add drop shadow just onto these elements, after this merge, add drop shadow, but remove that with this pipeline. So hold shift and take it out. Take the output of this merge, put it into the input, and now take the output of this drop shadow and put it into the output of soft glow, which will add a merge over here. I know it might be a little bit confusing. Now select your drop shadow and merge both. Bring these down. Now if you click and drag this merge, boom, now you also have some shadow behind those elements, which is looking really cool. You can even increase the blur size, even increase the strength, and I think that is looking super cool. But we didn't do one thing. What? We need to add some displacement. So how do we do that? So after these glows and all of that stuff, after this merge 14, shift plus spacebar, type displace. Yep, now we have this displace, and again on this displace, shift plus spacebar, type FN, which will add this fast noise. Delete this merge, take this fast noise and put it into the green input of this displace. Now come to this fast noise, come over here, zoom in a little bit with control and middle scroll wheel, or what you can do is even come over here and change all of your screen sizes. You can make it fit, you can zoom and do all sorts of stuff, but you can use control and middle mouse to do that. All right, now in this fast noise, increase the scale to 170, Whoa, that is a lot, right? And also in this displays, come to X and Y instead of this radial, and increase the X refraction to 0.1, Y refraction 0.1. Well, that is what you wanted, right? So instead of doing that, come to this X refraction, double click, is equals to enter. This is an expression basically. Click and drag this plus icon, put it on Y refraction. Now what this does is basically it's saying, this expression is saying that whatever the Y refraction's value is, copy that. So if I make it, you can see the slider is moving. So we wanted really low, something like this is still too much. So something like, yeah, this is fine. Now come to this fast noise, increase the C rate to 1. Now you will have some animated fast noise property. Again, that is again too much, so come to fast noise, and here in in displays, decrease it more. So something like 0.0011 is fine. Control F to fit to view. Now if you'll play, you got yourself this cute little animation. Now to put that into the edit page after this merge, and first of all, let me put this all into the underlay. Why not? Select all of it, shift plus space bar, U and D, underlay, click anywhere, alt, hold alt, click on this so that the underlay is selected. F2, type text and effects. Why I have added that? Because we also have some effects in here. If you can see, right click, set color. Now select all of these, right click, set color to something like maybe violet, because I always set my these things to F2, and instead of text, type bar. I'm such a fool. Bar and effects. Now that is fine. Alright, we have some displays over here, some background, and to get this into the edit page, after this merge, shift plus space bar, type media out. You might already have that. Now in this media out, still there is one thing which you need to remember. Whenever there is index more than 0, you don't see that inside the edit page. So to view this in page, what you have to do is come to this media out, and in this index change it to 0 instead of 1. Then only it will work. Animating the level of opacity of these texts. How to do that? Come to this level 1, shading, you have this opacity option. So come to this rectangle where we have this animated, it's coming on keyframe number 40th to 50. Okay, so 40 to 50. So come over here on level 1 and come to 40 and decrease its opacity to something like 0.4. Add a keyframe, go 10 frames ahead, increase it to 1, and now if you'll play, zoop, that is what you wanted, right? And we'll do some spline editing also. Now come to level 2 again and do the same thing. So it came on frame number 80, I'll say, or maybe 79, and 79 to 84, you can say 79 to 84. Okay, so come on level 2, shading, again 79 was, I think, yeah, 78 we can do that. So 78, add a keyframe, 0.4, come on 84th frame and increase it to 1. Now select both of these, right click, edit splines. Now you have these. Now you have many properties over here. So what you need to do is, first of all, click on this arrow. We don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, need that, don't need that. We have level 1 and level 2, we need that, but we don't need rectangle 4 property right now. So these both are here. Select, shift S, again we have T selected, so increase some ease in, also some ease out. Control S to save, click on spline to remove it, bring it over here. Let's play. I think it's moving a little bit forward. So what we can do is click on level 1, right click, edit splines, select both of these. These are for level 1 obviously because these are previous than this one. So again, hold zoom to fit, hold alt, bring these a little bit. Why isn't it working? Yeah, a little bit ahead like this. Now let's play and see. No, that is too much. This much. Yeah, this is working now, and level 2 is working as well. I think this is much fine. Boom. And yes, that is pretty much it for today. This is me signing off from Fusion Studios, and you can see you are done with edit like Iman Gadzhi. See, let me tell you one thing. Each creator has their own level of thinking. Okay, they have their certain thoughts, certain imagination, certain creativity. So, and another thing, these creators do not edit their videos themselves. They are editors. Okay, but there's one more thing. There's no such thing as editing like such creator. Okay, they might have a style, so you can say edit in that style, but not like that person, or like that. Because for example, take Iman Gadzhi. He doesn't have a particular style and so on. He uses character animation, he uses motion graphics, he uses anything which just makes the video better, which just enhances the video visuals. Okay, that is it. And that is the work of this video editing stuff. And that should be it. It's not more than that or less than that. So my main point was that this all comes under motion graphics. So once you understand the basics, fundamentals of these motion graphics and all that stuff, you will be able to animate like anybody. Either it will be Iman Gadzhi or it will be some other random person. It's just that you need to understand and learn the fundamentals or the concepts or the basics. So yeah, keep that thing in mind, and that's what I want to tell you. And we are done with the series, I think. If you want me to do something else, comment down below. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I will do something like edit like Magnets Media this time. Yeah, because you guys asked for it. Whatever you guys ask, I'll create a video on that. And this is how we do that. And by the way, the link for this file will be in the description below. Click on that, get that file, and support the channel. And yeah, that is pretty much it. Like the video if you like that, subscribe to the channel if you want more amazing content, and press the notification bell so that you never miss some upcoming videos. I'll be getting this banger videos repetitively. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Peace out.